H2K Infosys provides world-class online IT training, staffing, and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2K Infosys, how we are different from our competitors. 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus, one-time fee and lifetime access to classes, access to recorded sessions of live classes. H2K Infosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For a free demo class, visit us at h2kinfosys.com.
Now we are going to start with again the next part of Java. So we understood that Java, here in Java, each and everything will be treated as a object. Okay. Here in Java, each and everything will be treated as an object. Okay. Then what is meant by object? Object means it can be anything like it can be an entity. It is an entity which contains properties and behavior. Yep. Here, if I talk in terms of definition, it will be like this. Okay. Probably will not understand what it is all about. Okay. Maybe probably the definition looks like a bit simple, but we could not imagine what exactly it means. Okay. The object means I am saying it is an entity which contains properties and behavior. Okay. However, for example, say I am talking about a human being. Say I am talking about a human. Okay. What are the properties of a human being? Any guesses from the new students? I mean, the students who are new to this batch, this Selenium. What are the properties of a human being? That's correct. I'm just listing down. Yes, of course. Yes. No, I can say age, of course, eyes, color, but that's correct. Maybe color of the eyes, something like that. Okay. Age, color, and it's like we are not going to talk about the handicaps. So let's remove this. Yep. So these are the properties: age, color. Say let us talk about like mother tongue. Yep. Height, weight. Okay. These are the properties of a class. Of a human being, right? Like age, color, mother tongue, height, weight. Okay. So these are like different appearances. I can say these are the appearance attributes. Okay. So these are called as properties. And what is the behavior? Behavior means what this human can do. Yes, emotions. Yes. Say here I can say he can move forward. Right? I mean, he can talk, walk, jump. These are kind of a behavior that a human being can do this. Right? Now I can call human as an object in terms of Java. Okay. In a similar way, let me talk about a car. What are the properties of a car? Again, color, width, height, body type, in the sense a sedan car, hatchback car, a CV car. Okay. What else I can say here? Length. Okay. And the behavior of the car is it can move forward. Okay. And it can move backward. Let me say start, stop. Okay. So these are the properties of a human being, and these are the behavior of a human being. So I can call human as an object here, and car is also an object because it contains some properties and some behavior. Okay. So in terms of Java, each and everything will be treated as an object, and object means, if you look at here, properties and behavior. Okay. That is, this looks okay. Everything looks good. An object is containing some kind of properties and behavior. But here, we can represent the same thing in terms of a Java format. Okay. Here in generic I'm saying these are the properties and these are the behavior of a human being, and these are the properties and these are the behavior of a car. But if I want to represent in a Java format, I have to represent this in terms of Java. Right? So for that, see here, for that we have something called class. Class means which is going to represent an object here. Every object here. Now I'm trying to represent the same information, whatever we have discussed as part of car or human being. I'm trying to represent in a Java format. Okay, class, car. See, and now this is a Java format. Okay, class, it means it is it represents an object, and here it is going to contain these things. Say, let me copy this. Yep. Now say this is a variable, color is a variable. Now color is going to contain which kind of information? Say color is a variable, what it is going to contain? Yes, that's correct. It is going to contain a string. This is going to contain like a red color, a white color. So it means what is the type of data type that we have to use? How can we represent this color? In terms of variable, in terms of variables, how can I represent this color? It is going to contain like a red, white, right? We can use a ref character, but if you remember, we can also use string. Okay, yesterday I was explaining this. So we'll treat this because sometimes say for example, just a gray color 1, gray color 2, something like that. If any coding is there, color coding, generally we call it as a color coding. Okay, at that time to handle, generally, see here, I'm saying string color, and each and every Java line should end with. I think yesterday I was explaining this. In the previous session. Yep. See here, each and every line should end with the semicolon here in Java. So now here I have to use here semicolon here. Okay. Now what this width is going to contain? Say we are representing width in terms of centimeters. Okay. Now it is going to be like this, right? It may be 120 centimeter, or it might be 135.5 centimeters, right? It may contain a 120, it may contain a 135.5, or it may be anything, something like this. Okay. Now if I want to represent this kind of information, what is the data type that I have to use? Which data type we have to use? Can you see here? Here I said if you have any fractional numbers, we have to use float. Okay. So now if I want to represent this width in terms of a Java program, so I'm going to use it as a float width. Okay. And ft, say this is again a float, I mean height, and body type, it may contain a sedan hatchback, so probably I can represent it as a string. Length, again this is also a float. Say for example, I'm going to represent number of doors. Some cars may have 4 doors, some cars may have 2 doors, right? So let me say this is also property, right? Number of doors. If I represent this in terms of here in Java, how can I represent? The data type will be integer because it may contain either 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. It just contain the number. Okay, it's a pure number. So I can say integer number of those. Okay. Now see here, I have represented whatever the properties that we had for an object. I have represented over here in the Java format here. Okay. Now see here. Move forward. Okay, this is one of the behavior and the related logic. Okay, here move forward is a behavior, and say we are writing some software for the car. Okay, so in that case you will define the variables like this, and here this behavior is going to be represented like this, and the related logic will be written over here. Okay, in a similar way, and this should be after all these things. Okay, now let me minimize this to get into a single screen. Okay, now here this entire thing will be represented as a class. In terms of Java, we call it as a class, of course, which basically going to represent a object here. See here. Okay, and this object means in terms of a general definition. Everyone don't get confused here. Here I mean to say object means a general definition. Again, I will come back to what is the general definition and the other. Okay, and see here, these are the things. Okay, let me do one thing. Okay, so this entire thing will be called as an object, and observe here these properties, technically we call them as class variables. Okay, technically we call them as class variables. Okay, technically we call these properties in terms of Java, technically we call them as class variables, and we call these are the methods. Okay, so this is called as class variables, and the behavioral generally we call it as the methods. Technically we call them as methods. The center thing is basically a class which is going to represent the object here. Okay. Let me delete this. Okay. Now, any questions so far here? Now we have been trying to understand this classes. Okay. Now we understood class, variables, method. Okay. Methods. So we have been trying to understand this, what is meant by class, variable, what is meant by methods. Okay. Now let me move on to the next one, packages. In simple terms, package means collection of classes. Okay, here we have a class, right? Here we have a class. So like this, say I have a class for say train. I have a class for a flight. Okay, so I can these are the different classes. I can keep all these classes in a folder or in something called as package. Okay, package means in simple words collection of classes. Let me show over here. Say let me say transport. Say it is a package. Okay, in this, say we have a as of now we have, say, assume we have created a car class. Similarly, if we create a what I can say here, a train class, okay, a flight, like this, a ship. So now I can say these are the different classes. Car is a class, train is a class, flight is a class, ship is a class. I can save, or I can keep all these classes in a package called transport. Okay, in terms of Java, here transport will be called as a package, and these are the classes. Okay, in general terminology, I can say transport is a folder, and these are the different files in that folder. In general terminology, okay. Technically, in terms of Java, I have to call it as a this is a package, and these are the classes. Okay, let me show this. And now let me also show, no, we have been talking about a class, right? Here I am talking about a class car. Okay. Now let me show how to create this same class here in Java. Here in the Eclipse, we will try to create this. First of all, let me create the package here. Then let me create the see here. Yep. Our project is D8 Selenium, right? Now here, if you observe, there will be a default package. By default, we will have a folder. Now see here, everyone observe here, just select this src folder, right click, say new package here. Okay, select the package over here and give some name. So I am giving transport. Now transport is a package which is where we are going to save all the classes here, the classes which are relevant to transport. Okay. Now see here, I am right clicking on this transport. I am saying new. Here now I am going to select class. Okay. Here I am going to say car. Name of the class is car. Here I am going to say finish. Here it is automatically creating public class car, and public is a Java modifier. We were discussing about the Java modifiers, right? Public, private. So that is will be available for the classes, methods, variables. The this one. Here I said public, private, static. This is basically applicable for classes, methods, variables. Okay, the scope of particular entity. I mean, here it might be a variable, it might be method, classes. we can treat them as public, private, static. Okay. Now here, by default it is a public class car. Now see here, I'm trying to write the properties of this car over here. I mean, in terms of technically what we have to call them, technically in terms of Java what we have to call them, properties. Yes, technically we have to call them as class variables. Okay, let me say int. I'm just representing different types of variables here. Okay. Let me say, for example, transmission type. Transmission type in the sense, is it a manual or is it an automatic car? So it might be say auto transmission. Let me say auto transmission. Now this is a variable. Auto transmission is a variable, and if you set it as true, means it is an automatic car. I mean automatic gear system. Okay. If you set it as false, you can consider it as a manual. So I'm just trying to represent different types of data over here. Okay. Now I will call these are the class variables. Okay. Now see here. Let me say move forward, and here see here we have to use something called void. Okay, you will observe void. Why I'm using void means does this method is going to return any does it going to throw any output back? I will explain it a bit later. Just assume that remember we have to use something called void as of now here. Here we can use again a string, integer. I will explain. Okay. Now move backward. Okay. So now these are the technically we call these are the methods. Okay. These are the methods, and basically methods represent the behavior of an object. Okay. This is how this is completely a Java class. Now if we go and if you go to this the demo script, if you remember in the demo script we were exported. I mean during the demos, even in Selenium IDE, we exported a Java file and we were trying to execute in Eclipse, right? See here. Now if you try to understand this, at least you will in higher level you will understand what it is all about. Where is this? Here I mentioned this comment, right? Remove this. Now see here, public class, and this is the class name. And here, if you look at here, these are the class variables. Okay, and these are the this is a of course we will get into the coming details, but however as of now this is a method here. Okay, void setup. Okay, these are the methods. Okay. All of these are the methods. Now you can understand the overall structure of a class in Java. Okay, these are the methods and these are the class variables. Okay, this we have discussed as a part of Selenium IDE. Now you can see the same thing over here. Okay, now here, however, coming back to this package topic. So in this transport is a package. Here I have created car. In a similar way, I am saying class here. We can create say train. Okay, and then flight. Okay. Now here, if you observe here, these are the 4 classes which are part of this transport package. Okay. Now, basically, I will call this as a package. As I said, package contains the classes. Simple. It is a collection of classes, and generally I can say collection of related classes. Okay. Now let me move on. Yep. Now we are going to discuss interesting things. Now we are going to discuss about these things. Okay. What is meant by object, what is meant by instance, what is meant by instance variable, inheritance. Okay. And here, if you remember, if you observe here, the object here and the object that I mentioned here in here, this object or this object, both are different. Okay. Here, our intention was just to understand what is meant by object here. Okay. It is like a generic word here, and the object that we are able to see here, it's a technical. It is related to technical. That is where actually Rebbe was asking one question over here. Okay. It seems Rebbe has got confused over here. Yep. This is the clarification. Okay. This object is a generic term. This object is a generic term, whereas this object is a technical. It's related to technical stuff. Okay. Now, however, now let me copy this class. I'm just copying this. Now see here. Now, here I can call this as a master copy. Everyone observe here. First of all, let me write down one thing. See here. What is the name of the class here? What is the name of the class of this? What is the name of the class? Name of the class is car, and here let me say O BMW car. New, again name of the class. So the syntax is here, class name, object name, new, class name. However, as of now, just forget about this. Here, everyone observe here. This is the name of the class. Okay, and here I am using something called car equal to OBMW car equal to new car, or let me say, just to avoid this confusion, let me say just OBMW here. Okay. Now everyone observe here. I am saying car equal to OBMW equal to new car. Yep. In very generic terminology, what I am actually doing by this line. Say if I mention any line like this, okay, what it has a meaning. The general meaning is in terms of generic words. Say this is like a master paper, master copy. This is a master copy. Okay, I am taking a Xerox of this. Everyone try to understand the statements. This is just for I am trying to make you understand. Okay, in generic, most of the people will say it's just a create instance and all. Technically, they will talk and they will leave it. Okay, but I'm trying to make you understand. And just imagine this. Okay, say this is a master copy. I'm taking a Xerox of this. Okay, I'm taking Xerox of this. Now, say we'll have a master copy. Once we take the Xerox, we'll have a master copy and the copied one, right? The copied paper. In general, I'm talking. Here, what is the master copy? Car is the master copy, and here OBMW is it's like a copied paper. Okay, say it's master paper. Let me say master paper in the sense the original paper. So assume this is a paper. Say this is the original paper. Okay, and by using this statement, basically I'm taking a Xerox of it. Okay, which means now it's a copied paper is this. Okay, this is just for your I'm trying to make you understand. Okay, those people who know already Java, for them it might be a silly thing, but it's basically it gives a good idea to remember these concepts. Okay. Now here, this is technically we call it as a creating instance. Okay. Everyone try to observe here. Technically we call this as a creating instance. Why? Because now OBMW is the instance. It's this is a skeleton. Car is a skeleton. Okay. I'm just making use of this car and I'm copying it. Okay. So it's technically I call it as a creating instance. And this OBMW, I call this OBMW as an object. Okay. Now that is what I have been saying. There is a technically there will be one thing called object, and this object, and this object both are different. This is very generic, and whereas this is a specific. This is a related to technical. Here, when I say OBMW is an object, generally we call it as a object. Okay. So here. This is the object, and this is called as creating instance. Okay, and now by using this object, now see here, by using this object, what I can do here, basically I'm copied it, right? So I can, if I keep a dot, and I can access directly these variables here. Okay, see here, I can access this color, OBMW dot length dot this number of toes. Okay, I can access these class variables here. I can access these class variables over here. Okay, now I call these are the instance variables. Okay, I can call these as the instance variables. I call this as the instance variables, and I can also make use of this this one. So OBMW dot I can use these methods: move forward, move backward, move forward, OBMW, move backward. I can use these methods too. Of course, here also I have to mention. I mean to say I can assign a variable here, or I can do something. I can do like this. Here I can pass a red color. Okay. For this, I can access these variables. Okay, I can say something like this. Okay, and here I can access the methods. Okay, so I call these as the technical instance variables, and in general terms, I can call inheriting in general words. I can call this as inheriting the class variables and methods of its parent. And parent in the sense here this is the master copy, right? So I'm inheriting. Inheriting means I'm making use of these class variables and these methods. These class variables and these methods by using this object. Okay, I am saying inheriting. The process is basically called as inheritance. Okay, I call it as the inheritance, and these are the instance variables. And this is the object, this is creating instance. I hope we have discussed everything. Here I have mentioned objects, so this is the object. And instance variable. Here this is called as creating instance. Instance variables means this one, and inheritance means this one. Okay? Yep. Uh, any questions? Now we have been we have created this class, right? And here everyone over here I'm writing something called system. System.out.println. Now give me a minute. Now if I mention any message here, say for example, this is move forward. Okay. This statement, this is move forward, will be printed on the console. Console means here, this one. It's a kind of output screen. It is a kind of output screen. If you use this is for move forward, it is going to be printed on the console here. Okay. Now in a similar way, if I say this is move backward, stop. Okay. Now basically I have created a car, and here now I created the methods here, right? Now everyone observe here. Now I'm going to create a new class here. Everyone observe here. Everyone observe here. I'm saying different car models. Let me say car models. Okay. Now let me say different car models here. The name of the class is different car models here. Just observe here. Here I'm writing something called public static. I will explain this bit later. Main I will explain this later. Okay, don't post any questions on this. Okay. I'll explain about this public static void main, okay, a bit later. Yep. Just as of now, concentrate over here. Now I have created a class name is different car models, and I have created basically this is a main method. Okay, we'll discuss this what it is all about in the coming classes. Now here, everyone observe here. What is the? I want to create an instance of this car. What is the syntax? This is the syntax, right? This is the syntax. I want to create the instance for this car. Now, what is the class name? Can anyone guide me? What is the class name? I want to create the instance for this car. Okay, I want to create the instance for this. Okay, so what is the class name? It's car. Okay, and here it is asking us to enter use the object name. Okay, let me say I want to manufacture a BMW. I mean say BMW or BMW. Okay, and again here there is a word called new. So here new, and what is the class name? Car. Okay, now I have created a instance of it. I have created the instance of this car. Okay, now everyone observe here OBMW. If you observe here OBMW, if I keep a dot over here, everyone observe here, if I keep a dot, you can find this auto transmission. Can you see this auto transmission? And it is saying Boolean. It means here for this, if you go to this particular car class, can you see this auto transmission? Can you see width, number of doors, color? The same things are appearing over here. If you keep a dot here and see here, it is giving auto transmission, color, number of doors, width. Okay, and it is also mentioning what is the type of the variable that we have used. Okay, width, float, number of doors, int, color string. Okay, say I am using this string, this color. Let me say red color here. Okay, Now, basically for this variable, I'm passing a value here, red color. Okay. Now, similarly, I can use the other one, here, OBMW, and number of those 4. Okay, like this. I have mentioned 2 variables here. Now, see here, OBMW. I can say move forward. Move backward. Start. Stop. Okay. And as of now, even though we pass these values, this color and number of doors, this will not make, there is no use. Even though we pass these 2 variables here, there is no much use. Why? Because, any guesses? Even though we pass these values, why it is not going to be used? Why it is not going to be much help? Any idea why it is not going to be much help here? Of course, script is not going to fail. It is going to be passed. I am passing the red color and I am passing number of 4 doors. I am saying number of 4 doors. Doors has 4. But even you mentioned this, there is no much use of this. Any idea? Any guesses? Why? Because here in this car class, if you observe, as I just mentioned this variables here, but I did not make use of those variables here in any method. I did not use this color. I did not use this number of doors anywhere in this class. That's the reason even though you pass those values, there is no much effect. So for that reason, what we will try to do here, let me write a system. Here, system dot out dot. Here I'm saying print ln. Okay. Here, let us print this color. Let us print this color. Okay, if I mention this color, directly it is going to be printed over here. Okay, color is going to be printed. In a similar way, this number of doors, I can print the number of doors here. Okay, so I am making use of this. And moreover here, as of now I have created one instance like BMW. In a similar way, now observe here, I am going to create one more instance, car, let me say Hyundai. Okay, now here again car, simple. Now here here we have to mention new. Okay, here the object name was OBMW. Here O Hyundai, and it is not mandatory to use O here. It is one of the best practice to use O. Okay, don't feel this is a mandatory that we should use O for each and every object name. It's not really. It's basically one of the best practice to use O. It represents object. Okay, so O Hyundai here. Now by using this, see here, I can say that color, let me say blue. Let me say number of doors 2. Okay, then by Hyundai I'm saying it was move forward, right? I'm just printing, I'm using only this. Okay, like this I can create 100 or 200 any number of objects here. Okay, here I have created OBMW, I created O Hyundai, right? Like this we can create n number of objects. We can create 100 or 200 or how many instances, how many objects that you want, you can create that many. Okay, now let me try to execute this. If I want to execute this, right click, run as. Here there will be Java application. I am using this Java application here. Now here it is going to execute these different car models over here. My machine is a bit slow. Actually, for this it should not take this much time. Okay. Can you all agree here? I said system.out.println means it is going to print in the console, right? So what I have done here by using this line, I copied the original copy. I mean, this is the original copy, and I have copied it, and for that I have passed two values, red color, number of doors, and then I am trying to make use of all these methods. Now see here, it is saying because I started Go BMW with start, so that's the reason it is saying this is start. Then I have used move forward. Then after that we have move forward. In the move forward itself we have mentioned this color and this number of doors. That's the reason this printed this number of this color and this number of doors. Okay. Then we have used move backward here. So it is executed move backward here. And then we have used the stop here. Then it is executed this stop. Okay. All this highlighted part is with respect to the BMW. With respect to OBMW object. Now if you go to the console, and this one, this is a forward, this is move forward. Blue to this highlighted part is printed because of this O Hyundai.move forward, and here we are passing a blue and 2. That's the reason it is printed over here. Okay. And let me also go with one more example here. Before that, any questions on this? Now we are going to create one more class. Now in this class we will try to understand the what is this void. Okay. What is the other thing? What are the other things are available? Okay. Now see here. Everyone observe here. I am creating a calculator. I am creating a class name as calculator here. Okay. Now everyone observe here. Let me say integer. Let me say input 1, input 2. It means, say if I want to do a calculation, we need two inputs, right? Input 1 and input 2, like that. So I have created two class variables. Now here, everyone observe here, I am using void. First of all, let me go with void, then I will explain about the other thing. Now everyone observe here, void addition is a method. Okay. And here let me also say int output. Okay. Now here output equal to input 1 plus input 2, then system okay. I'm printing the output over here. This is the addition. Now here subtraction. So as it is subtraction, it is going to be minus, and let me say multiplication. Division. Okay. Now I have created the methods for these things. Now everyone observe here. Now here in this class itself, I am going to create an instance. In the previous case, if you observe here, we have a car class is different, and the class where we have created the instance is different. this was different, and we have created the instance in another class. But here, in the calculator class itself, this is a calculator class, right? So here we have addition, we have subtraction. Here itself, I'm going to create a method called public static void. Okay. As I said, I will explain this bit later. Now here, again, what is the syntax for creating the instance? What is the syntax? Now I want to create the instance for this calculator. What is the syntax? We have this syntax, right? Now what is the class name here? What is the class name here? Calculator. And you can give the object name any object. Let me say calc like this, and new calculator. Okay. Now I have created the instance. Now see here calc dot addition, calc dot multiplication, calc dot subtraction, then calc dot division, and moreover let me use this subtraction about this after addition. Okay. Now I've created the instance. Now let me try to execute. Okay. What happened here? We are directly trying to execute. Can any one of you guess what is the problem over here? Any guesses? Yes, that's correct, Priya. Yes. Here we did not give the inputs. We did not give this input 1 and input 2. Without giving the inputs, we are trying to execute the script. That's the reason it was throwing an error here. Okay. Now how to give the inputs? Here, how can I pass this input 1 and input 2? What I have to use? How can I pass those values? Yes. Here calc, here calc dot input 1, instance variable. We have to use the concept of instance variable. Let me say here 6. Okay. So by using this instance variable, they are passing these values. Now we will try to execute this. Now can you all observe this? The first one is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay. Now everyone observe here the same thing. Here what actually I have done, I have used void, right? Everyone try to understand this. When I say void means, when here we have a method, when I say void means the output of the method, it is going to give any, it is not going to give any output. Okay. Here of course this system.out.println, it is not an output. Here we are printing it by using this statement. We are printing it, but here nowhere it is not helping us to give an output here. Now see here, if I remove this void by int, everyone observe here. Here I remove this void by int here. Now here what I can do here, here I have to say a word called return, and I have to say output here. Okay, and after that this statement is not valid. Probably if you want you can keep over here the above. Okay, but however this itself, it's here. Now everyone observe here. Now try to understand this. If you say void, if you say any method as a void, it is not going to give any output here. Now if you say int, you have to use a word called return here. I mean, if you use other than void, it might be integer, it might be string, it might be anything. It means the particular method is going to give an output of type this. I mean, So if you mention integer, it is going to give an output integer. So if you mention string here, for example, if you mention string here, it understands that here you are going to give a output of string. Okay. So it depends on, say if you say boolean here, so it will understand that. So from this addition method, you are trying to give an output of boolean. It might be true or false. Okay. So actually here we are giving an output integer. Okay. Now actually I don't require this. Now everyone observe here. So if I say integer, it is going to give an output of integer. Now see here it is throwing an error here. Why? Because here we have to use this one return keyword here. Okay. If you mention other than the void, you have to use a word called return. And you have to return the same data type. Say if you mention integer, try to throw an output of same data type. Say if you, for example, say if you pass, let me say string ABC. Now say if I say ABC here, it is going to throw an error here. So can you see here here it is saying a problem here, because here we said integer. We want to from the subtraction method we want to give an output of type integer, but here we are trying to give string here. ABC is a string here, so it is going to throw an error. So you have to use only the type of integer here. Let me remove this. Okay. Now similar way, now here int comment, and here as of now it is throwing an error because here we have to mention a return statement. See here it is saying add return statement. Okay, it is by default that itself is get converted. Let me return. Okay, now int return output. And just to understand the other things, let me also create some more methods here. So here let me say string, and let me say the method name is string return. Okay, I'm giving method name as string return, and here I have to, if as I used here string, here as I used string, here I have to use a return of string. See, I have to say example here. I'm saying just I'm trying to return some string here. Okay. In a similar way, say for example, even if a similar way, if I say boolean, okay, and if I say boolean return type, basically we should have some logic here. We should have some logic, and finally we are going to return logic, and finally we will give an output of type string here. The meaning of this is, and similarly here I have to say either true or false. Okay, so from this method, this is the method name. From this I am trying to give an output of type string here. Okay, from this method I am trying to give an boolean type of information. Now see here, now this methods, this division, this multiplication, basically these are going to give integer type of output. It means it is basically it is going to throw integer data type. Okay, it's a kind of a machine. Say in your cell phone, if you press 1, it is going to display 1 in your display, right? When you press 1, it is going to display 1 in your display. But basically, there should be a background mechanism in the background it will, when you press a button in the background, it has to understand that you have to press one button and have to display one. There should be some logic should be there, right? In a similar way, you will just you will give some inputs and it will do some internal calculation and it will throw an output. Okay. Now see here, previously when we used these things, directly it was printing. Now in this case, now the highlighted line basically it is going to contain a value here. Everyone try to understand. Now this highlighted line is going to contain a value here. Now I have to print this. So for that I am using system. Why I am using system.println? Because this highlighted part is going to contain a value here. And I want to print that, I want to see that. That is the reason I am using system.out.println, and this highlighted part is going to contain a value here. Okay. Why it is going to contain a value? Why it is going to contain a value? Because here we have mentioned return statements. Here we said the type of the output is integer and we are basically returning. We are throwing an output here. And basically we are trying to cache here and we are trying to print over here. Basically this is the highlighted part is going to contain a value here. So I am printing those. Give me a minute. Sorry. Now let me try to execute this. Can you all observe here? It's giving the same output. Okay. So basically this highlighted part is going to contain output. Previously I don't need to mention like this. Why previously we did not mention like this? We just simply said ocalculate.addition, because in the previous case we said we were directly printing them. System.out.println, here itself we were printing. Okay. So here actually our intention is to learn this data type, this return data type. Okay, the method return data type. Okay, this method is going to return integer data type. So we are trying to understand this concept in this by using this example. Okay, so these four methods are going to give an output of integer, and this method is going to give an output in string. This method is going to give an output boolean. Okay.
H2K Infosys provides world-class online IT training, staffing, and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2K Infosys, how we are different from our competitors. 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus, one-time fee and lifetime access to classes, access to recorded sessions of live classes. H2K Infosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For a free demo class, visit us at h2kinfosys.com.